everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing something very different that I have never done before on this channel, and that is a figure review, as you can see. Now, as of late, I have basically thrown myself into figure collecting. It is my new sort of hobby nowadays, and I have actually gathered about 10 figures already for my collection. And I really wanted to have the experience with you guys of unboxing a figure and reviewing it. Now, I am not an expert collector for figures, so this review is going to be very much based off of what I usually do for, let's say, like cosplay item reviews or wig reviews. I'm going to take a very objective stance to it, and I'm just going to mention what I notice, what I see that any of you might want to know when buying this particular figure. So today we will be unboxing the Racing Miku 2015 version. This was actually released just about a month or so ago. So I ended up pre-ordering this figure from Ami. It was about, I want to say like about $130, $140 Canadian after the exchange rate. And shipping cost about $40. I ended up going with the SAL or SAL option, and that took about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to arrive to me. The one thing I will mention is even though I did choose SAL, I did still get hit with customs. This cost me about $40 in customs. So this figure came in this really sturdy box. It obviously has the window here for the figure itself. And then as you turn it around, it has some photos of the figure and as well on the back. Now you may not be able to see, but I will provide a close-up, but right here in the corner is that holographic sticker that most people look for on a figure box. That basically tells that the figure is authentic and it's not a bootleg or counterfeit or anything like that. Now, some of my favorite things actually about the box in particular is this side of the box. So this is actually the original artwork of this figure, and it's really gorgeous that they included it. It's super cute and just like very pastel-y and adorable. The other thing I also really enjoy about this is that on the top of it, they ended up putting this phrase, and this is what got me. It really made me love the figure a little bit more. And it's the knightly princess and songstress of the racing circuit. And that's just so cute. I mean, who can't, like, love that? Alright, so I have my box cutter, and we're gonna get to opening this figure. Now, in terms of the box itself, the condition, it came in perfect condition. I don't notice, like, any dents or flaws. So I usually don't take these out for myself, but I am going to take it out just to show you guys. And this is the inside box of the figure box. Basically, it's just a small background, so if you want to take photos of the figure and you want like a specific background, they do sort of offer you the option to use this, which I think is nice. First up, I will show you guys the base of the figure. It's a very simple, just round base. This actually just has like a printed design on it. Basically says Racing Miku Hatsune Miku GT Project, and it has the little stand like where the figure would go on. It's very basic. I do kind of like the pixelated design. The one thing that kind of strikes me about it is that instead of having like a glossy finish, it has a very like matte finish. So that's kind of different, but it's not super interesting as a figure base itself. So this Miku comes in one full piece. She does not require any assembling for like the body itself, other than putting her on the base and putting her flag together. This is the full Miku figure. Now, I get why they have in the instructions to put her hand in warm water if you're having trouble putting the flag together, because to put this pole part through this hand specifically was really difficult if you don't put it in warm water to kind of like soften the plastic. Miku herself isn't that tall. It is the flag that really gives this figure its height. Now, what I really enjoyed about this figure looking at the promo pictures for it was that she looked very pastel-y. And I really enjoy that there is like a lot of pastel colors in this figure. But the one thing I am a bit disappointed in is that she's not as pastel colored looking as I thought she would be. More specifically, like to her skirt area, I thought this yellow would be a little more lighter. I'm seeing a little bit of tiny bit of a color run, more so like on the sleeves between the white and the gold like piping around it. But it's not incredibly crazily visible. I mean, it's not that bad. I've seen worse. The color of the hair is beautiful. That's one of the bigger reasons that I wanted to get this figure overall, was the fact that there was a gorgeous gradient to this hair. You can see it kind of goes from like a muted light blue and then changes into an aqua color and then ends in clear, almost like pastel mint color. So while I am gushing about the hair sculpt itself is really pretty. It's very dynamic, almost like she like jumped into place with her like flag held and everything, and it's very like flowy and moving. I do like the very odd pieces that kind of like come off of the hair. The only thing that bothers me a bit with the hair is that in some areas you can tell it's just kind of like a big clump of plastic rather than individual like pieces. Overall, shading wise or shadowing wise, this figure doesn't have a lot of that going on, but it does have some, so it does give like that dimension to the figure. Continuing on with the sculpt aspect, I really like her face. I find with this Miku, they were really trying to go for a more like youthful type of Miku, and they really get that with sort of like the rounded nose, the rounded sort of heart-shaped face, and then the open mouth, just kind of like, I'm so adorable and so cute, and I'm just so happy. So I find they really nailed it with the face. Her face does kind of look a little smushed in between like her bangs. Now I'm looking at this figure for any like sculpt seam lines. Obviously Miku does have a few in terms of like her hair. More so up near the bangs, you can see where they divided the front part of her bangs from the pulled back portion where it comes into the pigtails. I'm not seeing like any seam lines throughout her body, so either they're really well hidden or they ended up doing it properly where it's between like her clothing and her skin where they meet there, or something that can be easily hidden, but everything seems very seamless. So earlier I was looking for any paint flaws, but overall like figure design flaws, I don't notice anything in particular that bothers me. Again, if you were an expert collector or more seasoned collector, you may notice like more smaller things that would bother you. But for someone like as a beginner, I don't notice anything that really bothers me that makes me regret buying this figure. Now, moving away from the main figure up into the flag, I do notice looking at the GOODSMILE Racing logo, if you look close enough, you can actually see the edge of the line where I think they put the applique on. So, I mean, that they didn't really try to hide that too well. I can see it if the light hits it pretty well. So that is a little bit bothersome there. The other thing that does bother me a lot more about this figure is there's nothing on the back. I would have really liked to see GOODSMILE put something else like on the back, whether it was something for like Miku herself, or even if they put GOODSMILE Racing that's on the front on the back, I would have been 10 times happier about that. Last thing I want to mention about this figure is her pose. Her pose is very, very well done. it fits Miku so well, especially for what they're going for like a racing figure. She's got to be like excited, she's got to like promote the brand and that sort of thing. She just seems like she's excited to get this race started, sort of thing. So that is it for this figure unboxing and review. If you guys have any questions about the figure itself that I did not cover or I happen to have forgotten to say or talk about, just leave them in the comments down below. I will definitely make sure to answer them as best as I can. If you want to see more figure unboxings and reviews, leave a like or leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this. I was really taking a chance doing something different for a review, so I hope you guys all enjoyed watching, and I will see you all in the next video.